What's up everyone, James here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to cycle an aquarium. So what is cycling an aquarium? Well, the idea of cycling an aquarium is for beneficial bacteria to grow and culminate within your aquarium for the first time. If you don't have this, add in, say for example, fish for the first time. Fish produce waste, and waste is a source of ammonia, which is a toxic chemical. And if there is not any beneficial bacteria within the aquarium to convert that toxic ammonia into nitrate, then you have a very deadly balance there where you could end up killing your fish. So it's very imperative to actually have your aquarium cycled before or have it full of beneficial bacteria before you begin adding any livestock to your aquarium for the first time. So what is the nitrogen cycle then? Well, the nitrogen cycle should be, for all you beginners out there, fish keeping 101. It is the most fundamental basic thing that you should know before starting any aquarium, or at least before adding any kind of livestock to your aquarium. There's tons of videos online about the nitrogen cycle, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but essentially what it is the science behind converting ammonia, which is a toxic chemical, through to nitrite and then to nitrate. So it's just a combination of building up a lot of beneficial bacteria within the aquarium, and as fish then produce waste, the beneficial bacteria in the aquarium helps to keep the aquarium healthy and not kill all your fish. So that's the really simple basics to it, but like I said, definitely check out some videos online, and because I don't want to go into too much detail for the purposes of this video. So why should you cycle your aquarium? Well, I've covered pretty much all the parts to it a second ago, but essentially the reason why you should do it is because most people fall victim to this when they begin their aquariums. They tend to buy a fish tank that day, buy the fish that day, stick all the substrate in, stick the light on, stick all the plants in, stick loads of fish in, and then wonder why suddenly a few days or weeks later their aquarium is completely cloudy, or all their fish have died. And the reason why you should cycle your aquarium is because it needs time to mature before adding any livestock. So it's, again, as I covered, it's building up that beneficial bacteria within the aquarium so it can handle fish when you add them. So a common question that gets asked to me is, how long does it take to cycle an aquarium? Well, this one is a bit subjective, and it depends on the kind of methods that you're using and how big your aquarium is, I would say. But generally, from my experience and obviously what you see on the internet and stuff, in terms of research, it can take anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks generally to cycle an aquarium in the standard way that you do so building up that beneficial bacteria. So by the time it should be about 4 to 6 weeks, but by the time that there is enough sufficient bacteria in the aquarium to handle the kind of fish that you want to put in there, especially if you're planning on stocking it fully. I'd just like to point out, if people are planning on starting a saltwater aquarium, this can take longer. Beneficial bacteria takes a little bit longer in salt water to build up, so just bear that in mind before you start adding loads of fish to it. Just because you've got, say for example, live rock or a live substrate in there, yes, there is beneficial bacteria there, but it still takes time to mature and build up in an aquarium that's just had loads of fresh new water put into it and stuff. So it does take a little bit longer, but yeah, it's all down to testing and size of your aquarium, what kind of filtration you've got. There's loads of different factors, but it's just something to bear in mind. What ways can you cycle an aquarium then? Well, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can either go for the very old school conventional method, which is filling up your aquarium, again, no animals to it, and then getting a source of ammonia to add to your aquarium and letting it naturally build up within the aquarium itself. So the idea would be to drop some fish food in it, for example. Some very old school people would probably say get a prawn, like a frozen prawn or something, and stick that in the aquarium and let it gradually decompose and rot over time, and then that will start to build up the bacteria within the aquarium. Another way to do it, which obviously is open up to a lot of scrutiny, I personally wouldn't do it this way, but you can just add a fish to your aquarium. Some people tend to buy a very cheap fish in terms of fresh water, maybe a platy or a guppy or something like that, just something relatively hardy, that can sort of handle the kind of nitrate and nitrite increases and stuff, so sort of the chemicals the toxins that might be there a bit more easier, and cycle the aquarium like that. People do it, and you know, a lot of people would argue that that's the way that they would do it, but yeah, in terms of humaneness and stuff, maybe not the best way to do it, but it is a method that you can do if you want to. Another really effective method to starting an aquarium and getting all that you know, cycle started would be to either speak to a friend, or if you are setting up a new aquarium and you already have one in your house, take in some of the media, the filtration media out of the aquarium that you have, or your friend's aquarium, and putting that into the new aquarium, because a filter, specifically like sponges and other types of media that are in your filters, are a great way to for bacteria to form on, especially if they're like really coarse sponges or something like that, where they've got a lot of space to colonize and stuff and grow. That can be a really great source of beneficial bacteria. So adding that to your aquarium, I've done it in a few different ways. I've sometimes just gotten a piece of sponge out of a previous aquarium, just plopped it into the aquarium somewhere where there's like a bit of flow, because bacteria needs oxygen and stuff, so that has to make sure that there's enough sort of flow there to go through it to keep alive, and then have my proper filter, or whatever I'm actually going to use in the end, sitting somewhere else in the aquarium, so that can start to build up the process naturally as well. But I've still got the sponge in the aquarium, you know, with all the beneficial bacteria, and sort of that helps speed it up a bit more, you know, and gives you a chance to add some fish right away. So you can put your media in, and then you're good to go straight away. So another very modern and effective way of starting an aquarium is to add a bottle of beneficial bacteria to the new aquarium. So stuff like this. This is Aquatics Night Out starter bacteria. So this is just a bottle of liquid bacteria that you can pour into your aquarium, and obviously your aquarium's got a lot of beneficial bacteria already there, which can help start the aquarium. So a lot of people would argue that if you pour this stuff in, then you can start adding fish straight away as well. So it saves you having to find media, like filter media, and put that in your aquarium. So yeah, it's a great way of doing it. I do it all the time now. I didn't used to before I, you know, started to understand the nitrogen cycle correctly and everything. I thought the best method was to spend 6 weeks building it up, and sometimes I still do that to some extent. Sometimes I pour the beneficial bacteria and then leave it for 6 weeks, and then just add like some food every now and then or something, just to sort of build up the colony of bacteria gradually over a period of weeks. If I'm not particularly looking to put, you know, any fish in, or if I'm saving up for anything, then there's no need to rush the process or add any fish to it or anything. So I feel that, you know, you can still cycle an aquarium for as long as you want, you know, as long as you're adding a source of ammonia, which is like food or fish poo or something like that, then yeah, it's absolutely fine, because the bacteria is doing the you know, cycling the aquarium. That's what the nitrogen cycle is all about. There is obviously other ways of cycling aquariums, you know, with the use of different types of media. For example, using botanicals. Obviously botanicals are organic matter, and as they break down they produce ammonia and stuff, which can start your aquarium cycle that way. Some even argue that using botanicals can actually speed up the process of the cycle anyway, because all that organic matter there is a great place for beneficial bacteria to colonize on. So that's a really great one. Obviously live rock, if you're using it for a saltwater aquarium, you can pick up a piece of live rock from friends or an existing aquarium that you might have, and place that into your new aquarium. And obviously there's lots of beneficial bacteria on that rock, which is a great place to start that new bacteria to colonize throughout your other rock in your aquarium or the substrate or wherever. And again, it's the same with live substrates as well. Live substrate just means it's got beneficial bacteria added to it, which helps start the the nitrogen cycle. So it's not as complicated as people make out. It's very convoluted though on the internet. I find that a lot of people have very mixed opinions on this. So this is the reason why I wanted to do this video. It's just my perspective on it, and hopefully I can clear up a few of those sort of frequently asked questions that I get, and yeah, hopefully give you a bit more of a realistic view on how to cycle an aquarium and what you really need to know about it as well. So yeah, so I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. I love to hear the feedback that my viewers have, or if you're a newcomer, let me know if this was helpful to you or not. Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. I put out weekly videos. I put out currently twice a week, and I also have a podcast which comes out on a Friday. And until next time, you stay safe.